Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
Good evening, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a great night so far. Week 3 of Football Frenzy is officially upon us, and here on the Live Desk, as we're going to be doing all season long, we're going to be giving you a bit of a teaser into what's going to be coming up later tonight on News 8 at 11 with the full Frenzy. So we're just going to give you a little bit of some of the scores, some of the highlights that we already have, and kind of prepare you for what's to come in just about 50 minutes over on News 8. Jack Doles and his crew will be live and bringing you up to 20 games worth of highlights, including 3 specialty spotlight games today. And these 3 spotlight games are definitely ones you're going to want to check out. Let's actually take a look at some of them right now. West Catholic and Coopersville, definitely a very exciting matchup there. West Catholic looking to continue its dominating stretch tonight. Again, they have only played 2 games so far, and their average margin, or their total margin of victory for those 2 games is 82 points, averaging about 41-point victories through the first 2 games. Will that continue, or will Coopersville bring that margin down? You will find out more coming up here on the Live Desk and also at News 8 at 11. We're also keeping a close eye on another undefeated matchup between Lowell and East Grand Rapids. Both teams hoping to get that coveted 3-0 mark to start their year. In the last spotlight game tonight, Reith's Puffer will face off against Mona Shores. Sailors look to bounce back from that defeat against Rockford last week. So a lot of big-time matchups, especially in those 3 spotlight games, and we're going to have a bunch of other great games, scores, highlights, everything from up to 21 games coming up in just a little while over on News 8. Again, our entire sports team, we've got camera crews everywhere across West Michigan, really waiting to bring you all of these exciting games. But we do have a couple of highlights already in the book. Some of the games have already been called. They're in their final stages for the rest of them. But we do have a couple of highlights. We're actually going to start with one that actually happened yesterday on Thursday. It was Allegan at Lloyd Norix. This game having to be played due to the referee shortage. You know, we've been hearing a lot about it, not just here in West Michigan, but really across the country. And we're going to jump straight into the third quarter here because that's when things got good. Allegan down 7-8 when Braden Schaefer breaks it outside for the 15-yard scamper. The Tigers go up 14-8. Lloyd Norix would get back, however. Leandre Braxton takes a snap and goes right up the middle for the 7-yard score. The PAT would be missed, though, so we're all knotted up at 14. In the fourth quarter now, it's Schaefer again, this time from 20 out. Tigers once again up on top, 21-14. Can Lloyd Norix come back and tie it up? Well, as time starts to wind down here in the game, as you can still see the Tigers celebrating that touchdown run. Prayer is thrown up, but unfortunately for Lloyd Norix here, it is picked off by Allegan's Alexander Davis, who would eventually be brought down, and the Tigers would go on to win 21-14. And now let's check out a game from tonight. As you can see, the Tigers celebrating there. It's Lumen Christi taking on Gull Lake. Christi would go up 21-0 going into halftime and wasted no time scoring again, really, to start the third. We're about to see a couple of plays here coming up. As again, this would be the touchdown to take that 21-0 lead going into halftime. And that is Isaac Rayberg, for Lumen Christi. So again, taking that 21-0 lead. See the coaches obviously talking for Gull Lake, trying to figure out what to do next. This is to start the third quarter. And again, it'd be pretty big stop there for Gull Lake, actually. They were able to stop Lumen Christi from actually scoring, and that would pretty much do it, though. Christi would, of course, go on to score another touchdown and making that game at 28-0, and that would be your final score in that one. Moving on now, we head on over to Forest Hills Eastern. We go for their matchup against Ottawa Hills, and FHE really put the hammer down early. First, we're about to see a long touchdown pass here. Fans obviously going crazy in the stands. You can see that's a decently long touchdown scamper right there. And they were just going to keep coming back at him. Now we're going to see a touchdown handoff right there. Another long run for Forest Hills Eastern. Again, they really just kind of kept putting it on Ottawa Hills there. Definitely a pretty great game for the Hawks if you're a Hawks fan. We're still waiting on a final in this one. We're about to show you another touchdown that Forest Hills Eastern would score in just a little bit. Here's that other touchdown right here. Another handoff. A pretty big hit at the end of this, but it was all too late for Ottawa Hills as he had crossed the goal line there. So again, still waiting on a final there. We will bring that to you live once we hear back. And we do have one last set of highlights for you on the live desk tonight. It is Galesburg Augusta taking on Parchment. And we head to the second quarter, 0-0, but that's all about the changes. Parchment's Jalen Campen hits Jaden Taylor on fourth down. Taylor then makes all sorts of moves, incredible play, and he would end up going for 73 yards to the house. And now you got to ask yourself, if you're Galesburg Augusta, how do you respond? Well, as soon as they get the ball back, and it's pretty quickly. This is the first play on their next drive. Quarterback John Klimp answers with a 66-yard touchdown run of his own. Another huge play in this game. And as I mentioned, things would continue to get interesting. Parchment would then take the lead on this next highlight we're about to see as Campen fakes the handoff and finds his receiver, who goes, yes, again, another 50-plus yard touchdown. This one for 65 yards for the score. Panthers going up 14-6. A little bit more time would pass before we would see any more scoring. This time we see Klimp. He's able to score again right up the middle to tie the game. And in the second half, though, we saw it pretty competitive. It would be all tied up at 14. The second half, though, would be all Panthers with a barrage of scoring. The last score we saw in this game showed that the Panthers are up 30-14. Parchment, of course, taking that pretty big lead. Wondering to see, again, we're going to have most of those scores coming up over on News 8 at 11. We're just showing you some of the first initial highlights that we're seeing and some of those first initial scores. We do, though, have some finals that we are about to just go through again. These are live right now over on our website, woodtv.com. You can find them there for yourself. If you're watching us on Facebook, simply just go to the description box or the comment section. You'll be able to find the scores there. And again, we're just taking a quick look at some of them. As you can see, this top game is still going on. South Christian and Kennewaw Hills, 28-7 in favor of South Christian. East Kentwood and Hudsonville, very big game there that we've been keeping an eye on, 14-7 in favor of East Kentwood. As we kind of scroll down just a little bit, Zeeland West and Wyoming. Zeeland West really putting it on Wyoming there. We did bring you those highlights from yesterday of the Allegan-Loy-Norix game, 21-14. Zeeland East and Union, another high-scoring matchup there. 90 total points scored, although Zeeland East did kind of run up the score just a little bit. Portage Central and Lakeview, 56-20. Muskegon and Holland, very dominant game there for Muskegon, 76-0. That is your final in that one. West Catholic and Coopersville, pretty close game. Again, that was one of our spotlight games that we're going to be bringing you the highlights of coming up in just about 40 minutes over on News 8 for the full frenzy. Again, that will be Jack Doles and company. A very exciting game, it looks like. Again, West Catholic moving on to 3-0. And obviously, as we mentioned, their margin of victory had been pretty impressive already through those two games. This one, obviously, a lot closer. So kudos does go out to Coopersville in that one. And again, you can find all of those scores right now as they come in over on woodtv.com. And while you're checking out those scores, I want to remind everybody that our Play of the Week winner was announced earlier today for Week 2. This is the winning play. It was announced on daybreak this morning. The winner this week is the incredible touchdown grab by Grand Rapids Catholic Central's Jamie Williams. Even his own teammates couldn't believe he caught that one. Great pass also. Kudos goes to Connor Wolf there. That play nabbed 69% of the total votes and beat out East Grand Rapids, Scotty Millman, and Tommy Cavanaugh for their game-winning touchdown connection, and West Catholic's Carter Perry, who returned an 84-yard kick return to the house. Those were your other two finalists for the week. And just as a reminder here, again, we're going to just keep taking a look at your Week 2 Play of the Week there from Grand Rapids Catholic Central. And just a reminder, Jack Doles will be joining me on Monday afternoon to unveil the top 3 plays of Week 3 right here on the live desk. You are not going to want to miss that. And then you will have until Thursday to actually vote for your favorite play over on woodtv.com. We've already seen a lot of great plays and just some of the highlights here. We're expecting quite a bit more. Again, up to 21 games will be brought to you on News 8 at 11. And I do want to switch gears just a little bit now. The Frenzy Tailgate Food Drive, obviously a huge part of what we do here at News 8. during the entirety of football season. It's off to an incredible start through the first 3 weeks, especially last week when Forest Hills Northern racked up an astonishing 12,238 pounds of donated food. They needed 2 whole trucks to collect all of it. This week, the tailgate was at Greenville High School this morning, where the students raised another impressive number, 2,301 pounds of food to be given out to food shelters across the area. At this pace, the tailgate will be having another record-setting year for food donations, as the total food donations already this season, just through 3 weeks, and 2 of those weeks were shortened due to having earlier frenzies. We've already seen it into the 14,000, nearly 15,000 already. We had just over 16,500 last season throughout the entire year. So definitely very impressive. Glad to see all the students really participating, and it really does kind of move you a little bit. And if seeing this has gotten you in the giving spirit, I can't recommend this enough. You can check out your screen right now. We have a way for you to actually give to Feeding America and really help out those numbers. That QR code is all you need, or you can find help right now over on our website, woodtv.com. Again, great cause, helps everybody out, especially in your local areas. Local Feeding America food banks will greatly appreciate this, and you can really follow in the steps that we've seen from all the students at our first 3 tailgates already. And that is going to do it for us here this evening over on the Wood TV Live Desk. Again, I say it every week so that we've done it so far. We're just under 40 minutes from News 8 at 11, where Jack Doles and the rest of the sports team will have up to 21 highlights from 21 different games and scores. It's going to be bringing that all to you just coming up in just a little bit. You can also check everything else out that you need at any time over on our website, woodtv.com. That'll be coming up, obviously, after that newscast airs. It's good to be back, everybody. You know, it's not just tonight where we have a full slate of high school football, but we've got a full slate of college football from all of your favorite Michigan teams. That's coming up tomorrow. And then, you know, we don't have the Lions on Sunday, but a pretty impressive win for the Lions. How about that? They started off the season 1-0 yesterday after taking down the defending Super Bowl champions. Life's getting good here for Michiganders who do enjoy their football. And of course, the weather's getting a little bit cooler out there, so really starting to become a little bit more like football weather. I do want to thank you again all so much for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your night.